More boxes, more options. Grainger has over 1,700 box types in stock and ready to help you pack, store, and ship everything. And you can count on Grainger to deliver your boxes fast. Count on Grainger for boxes. Call or click Grainger.com/boxes today.
In the debate about what goes best with 12 pieces of crispy, delicious bone-in chicken, don't pick a side. Pick 3 of them. The 12-piece family meal with 3 large sides. Only at Lee's, famous for chicken.
Ghost, high speed ballet, sipping victory, toasted champ, champagne spray. Fast lanes, checker flags, racing through the turns, pedal to the metal, feel the rubber burn. Crowd roars, engine soar, high stakes, high gear, champions breathe and destiny's near. Grid start, hearts pound, seconds before eruption. Adrenaline and steel, the perfect conjunction. Laugh after laugh, sweat drips, visor fogging. Fame and glory wait for no one's dogging. Tunnel vision, apex hunting, blind to the herd. Opponent's tailgating, pace firing absurd. Finally tuned monster, horsepower excel. Steering wheels grip like the gates to hell. Fast lanes, checkered flags, racing through the turns. Pedal to the metal, feel the rubber burn. Crowd roars, engine soar, high stakes, high gear. Champions breathe and destiny's near.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this afternoon. Qualifying already coming to a close. Drivers jumping out there on the racetrack as things moving along here quickly this evening. We're going to skip the national anthem and we're going to jump right into our intro videos here this afternoon. We got a couple amazing videos here for you this afternoon. The Lonnie Kreider, an initial a video here. So we're going to get Grandma Kreider up into the stream as well. As let's make sure we get both of these playing here for everybody to watch, everybody to cheer these amazing drivers on, as we're going to get Grandma Kreider up here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up here. Grandma Kreider.
Josh and Jordan, start your engine.
Grandma Kreider giving a shout out there to Josh and Jordan, ready to rumble, ready to rock and roll here this evening. Now our opening command from Lonnie Kreider.
It's another Saturday night. Good luck to guys. I'm a little under the weather, so start your engines ain't gonna be very good tonight, but start them engines and let's go racing. Have a good time.
Alrighty, well, sucks to hear that Lonnie is down and under the weather right now. Hopefully he gets better and everything else, and hopefully whatever sickness he has goes away in a quick hurry. As our sickness here, as this is going to take a quick second here. I need to open up SDK. For some reason that was not opened. But we're going to get ready to rumble. We're going to get ready to go to battle here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to get ready to duke it out here this evening. iRacing live timing release is outdated. Oh no! Oh no. That's why that wasn't working. Okay, well, bear with us here on the overlays, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to get that downloaded in the background and get that working. And that way we can have our overlays here this evening as drivers rolling out onto the racetrack. We're going to get ready to duke it out. We're going to get ready to go to battle here this evening from the Worldwide Technology Raceway here at the beautiful Gateway. That's what they call this place. It is Gateway out there on the speedway. And there was our pace car. Let's quickly go to our race leader here is Jordan Kreider going to start, or Jordan Hand starting in the top spot here this evening. Jordan Hand out in front. That is Landon Burbage right there to his outside. As we're going to make sure we get this overlay updated and ready to roll. Let me make sure we get everything correctly going here. You do see that 25 ride of Connolly. He'll start in that third position as get ready to duke it out. We get ready to go to battle here in this one. Worldwide Technology Raceway, man, is absolutely such a beautiful racetrack, such a technical racetrack where tires and everything are going to be on full display. These things are going to be absolutely, you know, a handful out there on the racetrack, lap after lap after lap. Let's make sure we get this installer in. Let's make sure we kind of get this updated. Hopefully this updates automatically with this. So hopefully we can get this going. That way we can get our overlay up. It wasn't even popping up with the download button there on the SDK, just the error code. So hopefully this will work. As we get ready to rumble, we get ready to duke it out. Here we go. Jordan Hand out in front. The lights are off, the official iRacing pace car. And we're going to get ready to go to battle on a dark and gloomy afternoon here at Gateway. It is a little misty, it is a little foggy out there, and it's making it that much tougher for all of these drivers. There we go. We got the SDK working now. Premium Racing League. There we go. That should be popping up. We got that closed. We got that closed. Make sure it is working over here. Refresh the browser. Hopefully this is working. There we go. All right, there we go. We got her working. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here from the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. Jordan Hand will lead us down to the green flag. Quickly, here in this one is down the front straightaway. They're going to spread out, looking to go maybe a little too wide, maybe even almost 3 wide down through corner number 1 and out of corner number 2. This racetrack definitely a tough one to tame as each and every one of these drivers trying to get themselves up and towards the front of the field. Some of them not having a great starting spot. Some of them not having the run that they wanted there in qualifying. As Ashton says, where is the 20 starting? We're going to go through the order right now and look and see where each and every one of these drivers are as our SDK live timing finally up and running as Landon Burbage and Jordan Hand battling door to door for the race lead. It's William Connolly right there in third with Brian Underwood back in fourth. Noah Blackwell there in that 5th position with Logan Perriman. There in that 6th spot on the racetrack. And then we see Josh Kreider, Jordan Kreider, Aiden Lucas in the 20 ride back in the 9th position. Already down 3 spots early in this race. He started in that 6th position there, Ashton, and unfortunately early on has fell down 3 spots on the speedway. Dylan Carey are going to round out our top 10 as a early caution flags. It looks like Will Wolf, unfortunately, going off the racetrack here. Let's take a look and see what happens to Will Wolf in the 7 ride. You already see the 99. Look at that ride. That is a tough break right here. That is the 99 machine of Ryan Haller. Haller down into corner number 1. Looks like he gets a shot right there. The 00 of Michael Durham, unfortunately going to get a piece of him right there. So a little contact between the 99 and the 00 ride right there is Haller's trying to back that corner up, knowing that he's entering a little high right there. The 00 not realizing that, gets a piece of him here. Now you're going to watch the 7 machine hero, Will Wolf. Really nowhere for him to go. He's trying to avoid that 99. He's trying to stay out of it. Unfortunately, Reese Calva, he comes in and gives a big shot to the back end of the Craig 7 ride, and that's going to get him sideways on the racetrack. He's trying to keep that thing pointed in the right direction. Does a great job hanging on to it. Gets it pointed back out there, but some pretty good back end damage there. Heavy front end damage as well for the Prestige Enterprises. Texas A&M number 4 rider Reese Calva, the 99 with a little bit of damage there, as well as that 00 ride. As we'll get them ready to roll, we'll get them ready to rumble here once again this afternoon, as we're going to get a quick word in here from our sponsors over at Prestige Enterprises.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we a proud sponsor of the Powerhouse Motorsports, we're also proud to be one of the sponsors for Premier Stock Car Racing League. We provide our services to over 70% of the US, and we have a wide range of services, but our main focus is our custom homes, barn doors and shops, and commercial development. But it doesn't stop there. So pull out your phones and use this QR code on your screen to take a quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Alrighty. Good to see Prestige Enterprises up there in the broadcast. We're going to make sure we get that add in there a couple of times. One of our amazing sponsors here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. And we can't thank all of our amazing sponsors. You see them down in the bottom right corner there, the Prestige Enterprises. All of our amazing sponsors. Phoenix Esports. We got... hey, it's Kev as well. All these amazing sponsors that help make this all possible here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League, and we can't thank each and every one of them out enough. My sponsors for Peacemaker Gaming right above me as well. Huge shout out there to the Bright Sea Bear, to KT Services, DTJ, the Dirt Track Junkies, a new sponsor here on Peacemaker Gaming. Dirt Track Junkies, absolutely amazing company, making some amazing dirt track merch and some pavement merch there as well. And the Dirt Track Junkies, man, they're always putting on making some great things there. So if you guys haven't checked out Dirt Track Junkies yet over there, check out their Facebook page. You can check out the website at dirttrackjunkies.com, and if you want to buy yourself something nice, use code Peacemaker25 and save yourself 10% there at checkout on Dirt Track Junkies. As we get ready to go to battle, we get ready to duke it back out here in this one. A foggy, misty afternoon to make things that much tougher on these drivers here at the beautiful Worldwide Technology Raceway. As door to door down through the Geico restart zone, our race leader Jordan Hand quickly onto the lap pedal. He's open to try and clear that two-rider Landon Burbage. Landon was to his outside trying to take that race lead away, just couldn't quite clear that 11 ride, and Jordan Hand able to stay out in front now with this restart, looking to try to pull away, trying to open up a little bit of a gap down the back straightaway. As here comes a teammate of his, that 6 ride right there on his back bumper.
Your tanning session is now complete.
Find your bliss at Palm Beach Tan. Take time for yourself. And take that feeling with you wherever you go. Free Beauty and Tanning Week specials going on now.
Premium meat for a natural diet.
Most people don't realize how processed typical dog food is. At the Farmer's Dog, we believe dogs should be able to get their daily nutrition without the excess processing.
The digestibility is just better.
We have the right amount of protein, the right amount of fat, the right amount of nutrients being added.
But it's real food.
Everybody wants to take care of their dog in the best way that they can. Our mission is just to help them do that.
Position number 18, Michael Durham Jr. there in the 19th spot with Reese Calva rounding out our top 20. Trenton Johns back in 21st with Jesse Graham, Ben Gleason, Evan Stewart. Good to see Evan out there on the speedway. Stewart back there in the 24th position. It's Chris Getz there in 25th as 75 rides slow there on the racetrack. Jesse Graham unfortunately up a little bit too high. He's going to lose a few spots as there goes Getz around him, and now Jesse Graham back into 25th and has this 8 ride of Nathan Brookover right there on his back bumper. The 13 of Michael Ponder Jr. going to bring up the rear of the field in the Moto Craft Quick Lane. Number 13 ride there, that beautiful Josh Berry paint scheme, the Wood Brothers ride, rolling back there at the rear of the field in the 27th spot. As 27 drivers making up the field here this afternoon, and now out in front, a new race leader. It's the 6th ride of Brian Underwood. Underwood able to get up there into that 2nd spot off the restart, and then able to make the pass, get around his teammate Jordan Hand, and now starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Hand still holding on to that 2nd spot here this evening. We talked to Underwood after a solid finish last week, and he talked about how he actually really liked Gateway. He had that extra little bit of an upper hand. His teammates back there in the 11 of Jordan Hand, in the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. They talked in their post-race interviews after the 1-2-3 finish for the Redemption Motorsports crew about how they really weren't too comfortable. They haven't really ran too many races here at Gateway. So for Jordan Hand and for this 20 ride to already be on top of their game and up in towards, obviously leading some laps for the 11, now back up into the 6th position here for Aiden Lucas. They're trying to work themselves back up to a 1-2-3 finish here on the evening for the Redemption Motorsports crew. But Brian Underwood said that he felt really comfortable here. He really liked this racetrack. He was going to give some of his secrets, some of his lessons that he's learned here at the Speedway, some of that info during their practices and everything else with the team. And obviously that's paying off. You see Jordan Hand there in second. He was our pole sitter here in qualifying. Aiden Lucas trying to work his way up inside the top 5. And for those 3 drivers, they're rolling really good. Even Grant Applegate, their 4th teammate, he is now up 13 positions and just on the outside of the top 10 looking in. So they're looking very, very strong here again this afternoon. And Brian Underwood, we talked about him, man. We talked about how he had those tips, he had those tricks. I told him not to give them all away. I said keep a couple of those little bits, maybe from out of your teammates' ears to help him maybe put himself up and into victory lane as last season's champion, out in front and looking for his first checkered flag here this year. As Wyatt Mickelson, what's good, Wyatt? Wyatt, brother, we missed you out there on the racetrack, my dude. We wished you were out there. Wished you were able to run with these guys again here this afternoon, as Wyatt was on a heck of a run, man. You've been on a great run, picking up some solid top 10 finishes and being right there on the cup. So work yourself inside the top 5 and potentially up here into the broadcast booth. As not out there here tonight, we can't wait to hopefully get you back out there next Saturday and see that that 10 ride continue to march its way towards the front of the field and continue to have these great finishes and great runs. As your teammate out there on the racetrack, Ryan Haller, he's currently sitting in that 16th position, and it's a dogfight back here behind him. Will Wolf trying to hold off Michael Durham, Ben Gleason, and Trenton Johns, as all these drivers trying to race their way up and around this 7 ride. They want to try to race their way inside the top 15. As right there we see a big shot at 66 into the back bumper of that 7 ride. Will Wolf able to hang on to it, keep that car pointing the right direction, and keep on rolling back there in that 17th spot. Is some great racing all around the speedway as Applegate continues his march to the front. Started back in 25th. Applegate in this Red Bull number 57 ride, now into position number 10. Up 15 spots from where he started and now making the pass for the 9th position. As he gets around that 88 of Logan Perryman. Perryman back into position number 10 on the racetrack. Applegate now into 9th, and he is racing his way towards the front, and so are his teammates. Here comes Aiden Lucas. Lucas now up and into position number 4 on the racetrack after navigating himself away around that 2 ride of Landon Burbage and the 18 of Noah Blackwell. And now we see this Premier Racing Setups number 20 machine in position number 4 and looking for more as he tried to hunt down this 25 of William Connolly and looking to try to me and his teammates up here at the front of the field, looking to try to recreate that amazing 1-2-3 finish here as they did last week. And right now looking very, very strong. Applegate's trying to go up there and try to finish off the 1-2-3-4 that he was unfortunately just shy of doing last week after a top 5 run for that 57 ride. Josh Kreider right there in front of him, though a big gap in between Grant Applegate and this 5 ride of Josh Kreider. Kreider trying to catch up to this other pack of cars in front of him, trying to catch up to the back bumper here of his teammate Dylan Carrier, trying to work their way inside the top 5 to join their teammate Noah Blackwell, who's up there right now as well. And all these drivers, a lot of these teams, we're starting to see a couple different power, horses out there, man. Workhorses, war horses out there. And some of these teams definitely becoming the powerhouses out there as the powerhouse number 2 ride of Landon Burbage rolls there in position at number 6. He was up inside the top 5 here. Unfortunately, sliding back just a little bit here in this one as man, some great racing, some great battles already on the speedway. And we're early into this racetrack. We're still very early. We're only halfway through our first stage on the day. And stage number 1 will be on lap number 40. Now, how we're doing the stages here this year is a little bit different. So stage number 1, normally we would see that caution flag come out and we'd see all these drivers get loaded back together. Everyone would kind of be bunched in there. But here on the season, no caution flag. There's no stage break. There are stage points that get dealt out on lap number 40. But we won't see that first stage break, the traditional caution flag that comes out at the end of the stage until the end of stage number 2 on lap number 80. So for a lot of these drivers, there is the possibility and the potential of obviously more caution flags to fly and potentially, long green flag runs, the potential of green flag pit stops out there on the racetrack. But I think we're going to see potentially a lot of these drivers head down pit road right now as we do see our second caution flag of the day fly. Ryan Haller! Oh no, Haller running into some more issues out there on the speedway as Trenton John's working down to his inside. Haller here in that the Caterpillar 99 ride. They're on the middle groove and looks like him and Trenton John just gonna make a little contact there. Johns washes up the racetrack into that left rear quarter panel of the 99. That hooks Ryan Haller. He spins around sideways down out of corner number 2. Luckily enough, no major contact, no major damage there for either of those drivers. No hitting the wall or having those major issues here for Ryan Haller. So it looks like he will survive this one, but could have been a whole lot worse. You still see that right rear damage already on the number 99 machine after early contact between him and the 00 ride. And now he's trying to keep that thing just pointing in the right direction, potentially already having that damage affecting that car. Luckily enough, no additional damage here for the 99, but another tough hit, another tough break, and now we'll see drivers head down pit side. So a bunch of different drivers running some different strategies here as we see a bunch of cats come down pit road. Landon Burbage down pit side. William Connolly, our race leader in the 6. Brian Underwood down pit side, as well as Noah Blackwell, Logan Perryman, Dylan Carrier, Grant Applegate, Melvin Brangruer, Aaron Robinson, Jordan Kreider. A lot of these cats down pit side. Here comes Ben Gleason back down onto the racetrack. Here comes Trenton Johns, Will Wolf. He's going down pit side. He's getting that 7 ride fixed up. Ryan Haller was down pit road. Reese Kelva in the Prestige Enterprises number 4 ride also down pit side, and a long pit stop here for the 5 ride of Josh Kreider. Now, I don't know what's happened here to Kreider out there on the speedway, but that Kreider Racing ride, the Rubbered Up Productions, Rubbered Up Racing machine, finally gets rolling here, back down on pit road. He scored back now in the 25th position, so losing a ton of track position out there on the speedway with that long pit stop here for Josh Kreider. Farrell Robbins, he'll roll out in 26 as here comes Chris Getz back out there as well, bringing up the rear of the field. But we did see a bunch of drivers not come down pit side. We didn't see Jordan Hand, we didn't see Aiden Lucas, Jonathan Gaston, Danny White, Michael Durham Jr., Jesse Graham, all seen out there on the speedway, not coming down pit side here, and now a bunch of them up inside the top 5, inside the top 10. We also saw the 8 ride who just disappeared there, running into some connection issues. That was Nathan Brookover. Still waiting for Brookover to pop back up onto the screen. He is still disappeared off the racetrack, so some connection issues there for that number 8 ride as he had already made a pit stop on lap number 3. Is he back out there? There he is. Okay, he's down on the apron now, just trying to keep himself out of the way, and Now it looks like he's going to head down pit side, maybe electing to go to the rear of the field here and not jeopardize any of these other drivers as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. So the green flag about to come back out, and so is the 8 ride. At least he's going to go down onto the inside shoulder here down the front straightaway as we go back to green flag racing. As that 8 machine just trying to stay down and out of the way here. There goes Brookover down across the line. He'll reel in the back of the pack here as he gets a weird angle down into corner number 1 as we get rocking and rolling once again as our second caution flag come and gone. We get a little bit closer now to the end of stage number 1 here this afternoon. Stage number 1 will be no caution flag. We will see these drivers continue to keep on racing unless if there's an incident out there on the speedway. Our first stage break will be at the end of stage number 2 on lap number 80, and now that could be a major factor here into this race, but it's not going to be super detrimental as another caution flag is going to fly. Cautions breeding cautions, and oh no, Josh Kreider. This is the problem with giving up some of that track position. Kreider, who was up inside the top 10, battling here this afternoon around some very good competition, some tough cats out there on the speedway, now trying to race himself back up towards the front of the field. Going to run into some problems here, and this is where track position sometimes is so key out there on the speedway. It's a big run, but contact there in front of him. It looks like Reese Calva. Oh man, some big hits right there. Looks like Reese up on the outside groove here. Gonna get a little loose. Let's take a look at it. Let's get another angle here and see what happens as Reese Calva in that Gaston's iRacing Graphics Prestige Enterprises number 4 ride. He gets loose here out at corner number 4. The 7 ride, a Wolf, working down to the inside. But you see that 4 ride just loses the rear end. Car slide around sideways. Wolf drives into him. Then we see Josh Kreider drive into that 7 ride. And that 7 machine is going to get hard into that inside fence. Heavy hit there for him. And another big hit as nose to nose there for Josh Kreider in that 7 ride. Both cats getting some pretty heavy damage. And then you see this 13 just narrowly avoiding that 5 ride of Josh Kreider. Could have been a whole lot worse there for that Coca-Cola Axe Rubbered Up Productions number 5 machine. Luckily enough, able to get that car pointed back in the right direction. Keep on rolling. We'll see him head down pit side here, and yeah, he's going to come down a couple of times trying to get that car repaired. Will Wolf still down pit road here now for a fairly extended period here for that Cedar River KR1 Craig Ford, Craig Chevrolet number 7 ride out there as he's down pit side. Extended period of time. Looks like he'll be one of the first drivers to go a lap down here this evening, as we did see Michael Durham, who did not make that pit stop on the last caution flag. He comes down pit road now on this yellow flag. Going to get some extra fuel into his car. We also saw Farrell Robbins head back down pit road, and Nathan Brookover in that Premium Stock Car Racing League number 8 ride head down pit side as well. So we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as the Optic Gaming NJBDesigns.com number 11 ride of Jordan Hand leads the way here this afternoon from the Worldwide Technology Raceway here this evening with the Premium Stock Car Racing League as the premier racing setups Auto Value Parts Store, the number 20 ride of Aiden Lucas there in second. Then we see the Gaston's iRacing Graphics Old Dog 79 ride of Danny White there in third. Brian Underwood in the Kroger Mazda Racing All Dads for Life number 6 ride, season 4 champion here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Underwood rolls there in the 4th spot. Then we see the 72, that is Jonathan Gaston in the Old Dogs Racing 72 ride. Back there in that 5th position, Gaston, the G-Man, working his way up and through the field as William Connolly in that Maxwell House 25 ride to his outside, rounding out our top 6. And then we see the 75 ride of Jesse Graham back there in the 7th spot. Noah Blackwell to his outside. Then we see Dylan Carrier and Grant Applegate rounding out our top 10 as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway here this afternoon. Another amazing show, another amazing race brought to you by the Premium Stock Car Racing League. And these cats ready to duke it out. They want to go back to Green Flag Racing. They want to try to run some of these strategy rolls, and they want to see what's going to play out, who potentially has the better long-run car. We saw a little snippet of that there before that second caution flag after about a 15-lap run or so, but a couple quick caution flags here, and now we'll get to see potentially these drivers go to battle for an extended Green Flag run as quickly those fresh tires back there in that 6 ride. Brian Underwood onto the loud pedal, working himself around that 20 ride of Aiden Lucas, and quickly it is 1, 2, and 3 out there on the speedway for the Redemption Motorsports crew. These 3 were up inside our top 3 here last week, but quickly those tires paid off once again for William Connolly as Connolly looks to the outside of the 20 ride as the caution flag will fly now for the 4th time here this evening. Our 4th caution flag going to come out as it looks like the number 24, I do believe. Let me take a look back. We did Logan Perryman here in the Bob Ross Snoop Dogg 88 ride there on the racetrack as he gets that car rolling. Unfortunately, looks like he's going to run into some problems, maybe some contact here between him and the 24. There it is. There's contact already in front of him. That is Jonathan Gaston. Gaston, the G-Man, going around right there. And his teammate going to get collected in it, and so aren't all these other drivers. Watch this 88 ride. After the contact, he's trying to get checked up, trying to avoid the 72. Gets ran over from behind in heavy damage up and into that outside fence. Gaston going to get bounced back into him. The 75 ride right there, as well as Jesse Graham gets some more contact, more damage there, as well as everyone else able to stop or get around these guys and keep themselves out of damage as the he's got on there. He's got Ice Cube on there. He's got everybody on that 88 ride. Let's take a look here a little farther forward as Jonathan Gaston. He's going to get a little help here. Looks like potentially Dylan Carrier in that 31 ride, the Phoenix Esports ride, down low, potentially getting into him right there. Let's see if we can get another angle of that first contact here and what helps spin that number 72 ride around. Let's take a look here at it right there. There's the contact. Yeah, Dylan Carrier gets in there. A big head of steam, unfortunately, gets that number 72 ride around. He's the 2488. They get in there and up the racetrack. Heavy hit here. Probably the worst damage out of all these drivers collected in this 4th caution flag for that 88 machine as man, that was a heavy hit. They're going to get some more rear-end damage as the 72 of Jonathan Gaston gets back into him here. Jesse Graham going to get more damage after already once getting into his teammate out there. The old Dogs teammates, unfortunately, getting tied together right there as you do see the 3 of Jordan Kreider, the 8 ride there, Nathan Brookover, the 7 of Will Wolf. They get stopped on the racetrack trying to keep themselves out of trouble and keep themselves out of getting tied up in that mess down through corner 3 and 4. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up and ready to try to go back to Green Flag Racing here this evening. Is what's good, Mr. Hargraves? What's good, Hargraves? How are you, Will? How you doing this afternoon? Will coming in with that like on the stream. Johnny Thunders, Uncle Bot, all coming in, showing the love, hitting that thumbs up on the broadcast there on Facebook. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, please do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. It only takes a quick little second. Hit that like button on the stream. Hit that like button. Hit that share button if you're feeling courteous, and make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button if you're watching over on Facebook or Twitch or over on YouTube. Make sure you become part of the Peacemaker family today and turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it where we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as the lights are off the official iRacing pace car. Things are going to get back into the action. Things are going to get wild here once again at Gateway as down Out of corner number 4, that pace car back down pit road, unleashing this field again into the hands of Jordan Hand. As he is out in front, he's the control car down here through the Geico restart zone. He'll get onto the left pedal and quickly get a great launch there between himself and Brian Underwood. Underwood, a couple car lengths back, is going to send it deep down into corner number 1, quickly trying to get to the back bumper here of this Levin machine, as he has quite a bit better tires. We do see Aiden Lucas once, twice, bouncing in off of the outside fence down the back straightaway. A heartbreaker right there for Aiden Lucas. Pretty good right side damage. Hopefully not going to affect that car too much, as he's looking to continue to keep a hold on a top 10 run here, but he has yet to come down pit side. There's only about 3 drivers that have not made a pit stop yet on the speedway. Jordan Hand in position number 2 is one of those. Hand still rolling out there in that second spot. He's yet to come down pit side, but oh man, more hits there for Aiden Lucas. Aiden is another one of those drivers yet to come down pit side here, but now running into some serious issues. That right hand side of the car definitely has seen some better days after not once but twice out of corner number 2, slamming and pancaking that outside wall. Now some issues here for the 79 ride. That is another driver that has yet to come down pit side here this evening, is the 79 of Danny White, getting very loose out of corner number 4. He gets up into the outside fence. We did see Aiden Lucas having to get checked up, got a little bit of contact to the wall that time himself. In the 20 ride, continues to slide backwards, now outside the top 10. Aiden Lucas back in that 12th position, but trying to use this kind of pit strategy, the tire strategy here in this race. Unfortunately, now outside of a points position here for the end of stage number 1. And stage number 1 coming up in a quick hurry is my boy Anthony Karp. What's good, Anthony? Anthony coming in, showing the love with that like on the stream. What's good, Mr. Karp? Here this afternoon, jumping in, dropping that like on the stream. Is out in front. It is that 6 rider, Brian Underwood. Underwood leading the way with William Connolly back in position number 2. Noah Blackwell there in 3rd in that beautiful Pad Dragon. And JB Designs at number 18 ride as he rolls there in that 3rd position. It's Grant Applegate back there in position number 4 and looking for more. Dylan Carrier rounding out our top.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or in third-party delivery platforms.
Playoff spot here again this season as the 28 ride in that 10th and final transfer, or not transfer position, 10th and final points position here in stage number 1, rolling down the back straightaway and trying to keep Aiden Lucas from getting back around him, as Aiden looking for some more points here himself, but Aiden has already picked up a checkered flag. He has already gotten a win. He's already locked in to the playoffs here this year. So the 20 ride sitting pretty out there on the speedways. I'm going to take my wallet out of my pocket, starting to hurt my butt cheek there a little bit, as the 20 ride there in 11th. Stage number 1 quickly going to come to a close here. The end of this lap will be the end of stage number 1, and it's Brian Underwood who continues to lead the way. Underwood out in front, a battle back there for 3rd is Applegate and the 18 of Noah Blackwell. They're battling door to door there for 3rd. Looks like Blackwell will get it as Brian Underwood will win stage number 1 here this afternoon. Now, not only does he gain 10 points here on the regular season point standings, but he also earns himself that very important 1 playoff point that will carry through all of our playoffs until that final race. The final races here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League, those bonus points will not carry over to that final round, but through every other round, these bonus points can help push you through, and we've seen it come down to that 1 point, needing that 1 point to work yourself into the next round of the playoffs here. And for Brian Underwood, each and every one of those points could mean a make or break or another, backing up that championship that he won last year. He could unfortunately lose out, but here this year he's earned himself a lot of those playoff points and picking up another one there with that stage win. Is Connolly back there in second. Blackwell rounding out our top three there in stage number 1. Grant Applegate, Dylan Carrier, our top 5 there in that stage with Jordan Hand, Landon Burbage, Ben Gleason, Trenton Johnson, Aaron Robinson rounding out our top 10 out there on the racetrack. All those drivers earning themselves some points here on the season. Aiden Lucas back in 11th. Unfortunately, he was on the outside looking in there, trying to earn those stage points. Unfortunately, did not get any. The pit strategy, unfortunately, hurting him quite a bit. The contact with that outside fence definitely hurting this 20 machine, and he's just trying to hang on to it right now, trying to keep it within striking distance and trying to play a little bit of that tire strategy game out there on the speedway. If they can make it all the way to lap number 80 here for stage number 2 to come to a close, potentially they can put themselves into a situation where over the final 87 lap run they could have some pretty good tires under their belt. As there's the caution flag. Caution flag is going to come out here as William Connolly running into some problems here on the racetrack. He was up inside our top 3 here on the speedway. You see that battle for second is Noah Blackwell down to his inside. Blackwell trying to take position number 2 away from that 25 ride. And door to door, unfortunately, looks like Blackwell just going to come up the racetrack right there. Going to give that love tap to that left rear quarter panel of the 25 ride. And unfortunately, that will spin William Connolly around. Let's take a look at it here so we can get another angle, as here you'll see that 18 take a big dive down to the inside. Now you watch him wash up the racetrack here. The 25 trying to stay in that second groove. Unfortunately, the 18 taking all that momentum, all that speed, and driving it deep down low into that first corner. Unfortunately, the car tends to wash up the racetrack. He washes up right in to that left rear quarter panel. Unfortunately, spinning that 25 ride around. You see him getting locked up. Luckily enough there for Dylan Carrier and Jordan Hand, Landon Burbage, all these drivers able to avoid him there as he was still sideways on the racetrack, but gets down onto the apron here, down through the grass through corner number 2, and luckily enough everyone else able to stay out of any of that contact and damage. We do see a lot of drivers headed back down pit side here. At the end of, 40-something laps, we see these drivers making another pit stop. We see Ryan Underwood, Jordan Hand, Landon Burbage, Noah Blackwell, William Connolly, Dylan Carrier. A lot of these cats, pretty much everybody except for 2 drivers staying out there on the speedway. We saw Trenton Johns stay out there on the racetrack, and Logan Perriman also staying out there on the speedway, as well as Parman in that 88 ride. The Bob Ross Snoop Dogg Ice Cube number 88 rolling out there on the racetrack is our second place driver now this afternoon, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing after a quick word here from our sponsors over at Prestige Enterprises.
Hey guys, my name is Harley with Prestige Enterprises. Not only are we
Triple Crown Plumbing, your solution for all your plumbing needs. Because when it comes to your home, every drop counts.
Let's start the bidding at 5.
Robinhood Gold members get an IRA transfer boost of 2%. When you transfer in an IRA or old 401k by April 30th, Robinhood Gold will boost it by 2%.
Quick look at our website. We can't wait to make your dreams come true. Now that we have helped pay some bills, let's throw it back to you, Aaron.
Alrighty, here you go. We're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. A huge shout out there to Prestige Enterprises here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. And a huge shout out there to Miss Harley coming in and giving us that commercial right there as we get these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to battle here this evening. As what is Bad Dragon? Ashton over there in the YouTube stream says Bad Dragon sponsorship is hilarious. I don't want to Google it. Ashton, just give me the breakdown, brother. What is Bad Dragon? What is Bad Dragon? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Now I'm intrigued. I just thought it was like an energy drink or something of that style. You know, something energy drink or something. I don't know what it is, man. Is it corn? What is it? Is it corn hub? Is it like anime? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. What is Bad Dragon, ladies and gentlemen? That's the big question. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing quickly, we see that 28 rider Trenton Johns getting a great launch down into corner number 1 as the 28 leads the way. Brian Underwood quickly back up into position number 2. Contact back there behind him. Look out, as there is the Bad Dragon number 18 ride of Noah Blackwell. Blackwell gets up, pancakes the outside fence out of corner number 2 and loses a ton of spots on the speedway. He falls from outside the top 5. He was just about inside the top 5 right there on that restart. Now all of a sudden he's trying to hang on and keep himself inside the top 15 here this evening. And some tough issues out there on the racetrack for the 18 ride out in front. Trenton Johns, he's sitting pretty, but there goes Dylan Carrier. Carrier turned around right in the middle of the racetrack. Jordan hand collected. I think that was the 72 ride. No, the 79 of Danny White also getting a piece of that one. Heavy left front damage there for the Old Dogs Fanatec 79 ride. As the Gaston's Eye Racing Graphics 79 slams into the 31 ride, as we'll take a look back and see what happens as Dylan Carrier turned around down and out of corner number 2. I'm not sure what happened or how this got started, but man, oh man, oh man, that was a tough break for him. Looks like he's already got a little bit of rear end damage right there in the 31. Just loses the rear end, tags the outside fence, and oh brother, look at Landon Burbage. Burbage virtually nowhere for him to go here. Burbage getting a big run, trying to take all that momentum down the front straightaway. Carrier gets sideways, slide and tries to correct it. Unfortunately, gets up into the outside fence. That car gets stuffed in there. The 2 ride, not enough time to make a decision on where to go. Slams into him. Heavy front end damage there for the 2. Heavy damage for the front end of the 24 as he gets into the back end of Landon Burbage. And then watch the 11 ride right here as well. Jordan Hand, our pole sitter. Nowhere for him to go right there. Trying to keep himself out of trouble. Trying to race his way back up towards the front of the field. Unfortunately, he is going to drive right in to that 31 ride of Dylan Carrier. Our ex-teammates out there on the racetrack. See him cranking that wheel to the right. Trying to avoid him. Unfortunately, just could not get out of the way and slams into that 31. Heavy left front damage there for Jordan Hand. You see that car, the left front not even turning, not even spinning there on the car. And the same thing happens here to Danny White. Danny White, same situation down low as you do see Evan Stewart spinning around trying to keep himself out of trouble. But you see the 79 just not able to get out of the way quick enough, not able to shoot up the racetrack. Looks like he's trying to aim for the inside here. Looks like he wants to go down low. He starts to see things pile up. The 37 sideways in front of him. He goes to the inside, and all of a sudden there's the 31 right parked in front of him. Just couldn't get up high and out of the way quick enough. The same as Jordan Hand, and heavy left front damage for both of those drivers as they're going to have to use those quick repairs, try to get those cars fixed back up and back out onto the racetrack as we do see Dylan Carrier a couple trips down pit side. Jonathan Gaston getting his car fixed up more. Jordan Hand, he's gotten his car repaired, now scored back in 23rd, and we also see Noah Blackwell spending a little extra time down there, as well as the Bad Dragon NJB Designs number 18 ride coming down pit side. Again, they're making sure that car is fixed up and ready to roll here on the speedway. Now let's see if we can get a quick look here at this logo. I'm going to play it back here. I want to take a look here. What the heck does this say underneath the Bad Dragon thing here? Let's see if we can get a good look at it. Making fantastic what? We got to take a closer look here, chat. Let's get a closer look in and on what this says. Making fantasies real. Oh God. Oh God. What is that insinuating? Are racing fantasies? I don't think that's what it means, chat. I don't think it's racing fantasies. don't know if that's a real sponsorship or if that's just something fun that Noah put on there. I don't know what it is, but he got away with it quite a bit over the last couple weeks, brother. I don't know about that one. That's a pretty wild sponsorship out there. Well, I'm just going to keep thinking it's an energy drink, you know? I'm just going to keep thinking it's an energy drink. Don't look it up. Laugh my ass off. Ashton, trust me, I'm not looking it up. That is for certain. I am not looking it up. I'm sure it's probably a computer virus or something waiting to happen. It's Trenton Johns, Brian Underwood, back to Green Flag Racing here at the beautiful Gateway Speedway. I hope it's not real. Imagine if it was, but I'm sure it's not. Noah's the funny guy, you know. He puts on some crazy things, out-of-pocket things on that race car, and definitely potentially a out-of-pocket one there. And by the sounds of it, it's not a good one. I don't know what Bad Dragon is, and I don't plan on finding out. As we see the caution flag come back out quickly here in this one. Another caution flag is cautions, breeding cautions here at Gateway. It is the Worldwide Technology Raceway, as we do see quickly the 28 ride slides back to second. Now we see Grant Applegate trying to get around him here, and I do believe some issues here for this 28 ride. No, it doesn't look like. It looks like he's able to hang on to it. No issues there, as I do believe a little deeper in the field. We see Nathan Brookover. There you go. There's the 8 ride, the Budweiser Premium Stock Car Racing League number 8 ride. Gonna go around here. He was up inside the top 10. Looks like he's got the 20 ride all over his back pocket. Wrong button. Play it backwards. Play it backwards. Go backwards. Go backwards. Let's take a look at it here. Okay, there we go. The slow down button, as here we go. The contact between the 20 and the 8 ride. Unfortunately, just all over Brookover's back bumper. Just going to jack him up, spin him around out of corner number 4. Shoots this 8 ride down into the Geico restart zone right there. Heavy front end damage. That car bounces back up the racetrack here in front of a lot of drivers. Unfortunately, Danny White, the 3 ride of Jordan Kreider, the 00 ride, going to get collected in that one. You look at everyone else just scattering, trying to figure out a way to get around this 8 machine, trying not to get tied up in it, including Dylan Carrier, including Jordan Hand, both able to quickly get down low and stay out of that wreck. Let's see if we can jump on board here with this 8 ride and see what Brookover sees here. As out of corner number 4, he's just trying to keep this car pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately gets jacked up. Some contact here to the rear end. You see that car just go around and shoot down into the inside fence and then get hit a lot here. Doing some donuts there on the front straightaway. Some heavy hits there for a bunch of these drivers as they were sliding into it, just trying to keep themselves out of the problem. Unfortunately, with the 8 coming back up the racetrack, not a whole lot of room for them to try to get around it here. Danny White, one of the first ones. He's aiming for the middle, sees that 8 right side back up, tries to get around him. Unfortunately, just could not get out of the way, and that is two cautions in a row here for Danny White, that he's just kind of had nowhere to go, nothing he could do to avoid it, as all of a sudden car stopped right there in front of him. And unfortunately, we do see Michael Ponder Jr., he gets tied up into it. Some heavy damage there for that 00 ride, as he also gets into the back end of the 3 of Jordan Kreider. Kreider with more heavy rear end damage in the 87. And Michael Ponder Jr. also getting collected here. There's more contact, more issues afterwards. If you watch the 79 ride of Danny White, Danny, after getting collected in this, he gets clipped into the outside fence. The car spins around down the racetrack here. Watch Landon Burbage. Burbage just barely avoiding him right here, able to get up and out of the way. Him and Kreider end up making contact. They go around a little farther forward here, as you do see Chris Getz, Michael Ponder Jr., they're all going to slam into the side of that 79 ride here. Heavy damage for all 3 of them, and then heavy damage for the 00, as he also gets into the 13 ride there as well. But you take a look at that number 2 ride of Landon Burbage. Burbage almost getting through this, man. Let's see if we can take another look here at this 2 ride and see what he can see from the cockpit, as he's going to be able to get a good run, trying to race his way back up towards the front of the field here, working underneath that 00 ride. All of a sudden sees the 8, able to get down low, out of the way. The 79 slides right down in front of him, able to avoid it, unfortunately, as he comes up the racetrack to avoid that 79. He's just going to come up the 3 right, coming down after getting into the outside fence there himself, and they're going to come together, the 3 and the 2, up into the outside wall here. Both drivers getting some heavy front end damage out of that one, and unfortunately we see a ton of tore up race cars down the front stretch, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Unfortunately for some of them, they have now found themselves going multiple laps down. The 72 of Jonathan Gaston, he's a couple laps down. Landon Burbage a few laps down out there on the racetrack. Nathan Brookover just rolling back out here onto the speedway. He is a few laps down and quickly has our race leaders coming up behind him here. So this could play a major factor. Some lap traffic already going to be right there in the battle at the front of the field, as Brookover only about a corner in front of our race leaders. So they're going to catch up to him in a quick hurry. His teammates out in front. It's Brian Underwood in that top spot. Grant Applegate, who we've seen continuing to race his way up and through the field. This 57 right now up into second. He started back in 25th. Now up 23 spots on the speedway, and Applegate rolls there in position number 2. Logan Paraman back there in position number 3, with Ben Gleason in the beautiful 66 ride back there in position number 4. Josh Kreider able to rebound from a early long pit stop down pit lane and running into a little bit of issues on the corresponding restart. The 5 ride battling his way back up inside the top 5 as he rolls there in that 5th position. We see Ryan Haller right there behind. We saw Haller get tied up and turned around a couple times out there on the racetrack, as we do see another caution flag fly. So cautions continuing to breed cautions here in this one. It looks like possibly Jordan Kreider, Reese Kelva getting tied together here in this one. Let's take a look back as Reese Kelva, he's trying to keep himself up and out of the way here. Looks like, again, this is the second time we've seen Reese have this issue in that Prestige Enterprises Gaston's iRacing Graphics number 4 ride. Just getting really loose here out of corner number 4. That car already drifted a little sideways right there. He's trying to hang on to it. Unfortunately, looks like that car's going to keep on going around, then gets down over the nose of Jordan Hand. Oh, Hand, our pole sitter, also collected hard down into the inside fence, and he's going to collect his teammate, or an ex-teammate there, Melvin Brangruer. He gets tied up into it. Evan Stewart, Noah Blackwell in there as well. Heavy damage for Blackwell, and a bunch of cats again down this Worldwide Technology Raceway front straightaway, getting some heavy damage. A lot of cars tore up there down the front stretch. Let's take a look and see if we can spectate and see what happens here. Is Evan Stewart, he's just trying to work his way through this, trying to keep himself out of trouble. Same with Melvin Brangruer, and fortunately they both get clipped, and man, heavy hits here for both of these drivers. The 37 sliding back up the racetrack. Looks like for the most part, nope, there's Landon Burbage. Unfortunately, gonna get a piece of him here. Oh man, another tough break there for Landon, as Landon just can't catch a break here in the last few laps, and unfortunately trying to get checked up, doesn't get checked up enough. Everyone splitting in front of him, and doesn't see this 37 ride turned around. He sees the cars, the debris down to the inside, able to get around that number 11 and around the 89, but all of a sudden the C's are going to part. He's not going to really see this from the cockpit. He sees the back end of this number 72, and unfortunately just does not react quick enough and slams into the side of that 37 ride. You'll see Branger going to give some more contact there to him. Let's see if we can take a look on board here of this number 11 ride at Jordan Hand. Getting absolutely tore up right here as well, as he's just working to the inside of this 4 ride, just minding his P's and Q's, trying to race his way back to the front of the field, and that's where that track position is such a major factor. Heavy damage there for Reese, heavy damage there for the 18 and Noah Blackwell, as well as Melvin Brangruer's teammates there getting tied together on a part of that caution flag. And more tore up race cars here this afternoon. A lot of drivers running into some issues here, and we're not even at the end of stage number 2 here yet this afternoon. Stage number 2 still got to come to a close in about 17 laps from now. So more points, another bonus point for the playoffs still up for grabs here in stage number 2, and for a lot of these cats, just trying to stay, just trying to survive, just trying to keep themselves out of trouble, trying to keep their cars clean out there on the speedway. Not working out well for them here this evening, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing, what's been a pretty wild afternoon of racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming with the Premium Stock Car Racing League. As Texas Cowboy, what's good, Reese? Reese coming in says, yeah, car slipped out coming out of 4. Hate that I collected the 11. Yeah, unfortunately, man, unfortunate breaks. This is a tough racetrack, man. I think a lot of drivers kind of have this one scheduled and kind of circled on the schedule as, one of those up or down style of races. It can either go really, really well for you, or it can go really, really bad for you. And unfortunately there, for the second time tonight, we saw Reese run into problems. Brother, we're going to get you up here in just a little bit for our webcams, as the caution flag going to come right back out. We were just going back green flag racing, and it didn't take long to see the caution flag fly here once again, as we did see that 57 rider Grant Applegate able to take the race lead. We see Jesse Graham here, Chip, running into some problems as 2-3 wide, maybe down into corner number 1. Looks like maybe a little help here from the 31 of Dylan Carriers. Jesse Graham rolling the outside groove. This is inside our top 10. Graham's just going to get up here. The 31 of Dylan Carrier is going to give him a shot there in that left rear quarter panel, and really not much he can do. He's sliding sideways here, going to get bounced off that 31 right again and hard up into the outside fence as that car just launches up the racetrack. And then you see Chris Getz get in there. He's got nowhere to go as he slams into it. Then here comes Michael Ponder Jr. in the 13 and the 8 of Nathan Brookover. All going to get tied up again in this one. Now you see that 37 ride trying to snake his way through it, trying to get checked up here as Evan Stewart onto the binders. Luckily enough, just gets stopped before slamming into the Old Dogs Racing. Number 75 right there of Jesse Graham is more tore up race cars down through corner number 1 here this afternoon. They've been tearing up the equipment here late in this race, as we do see the NJPDesigns.com number 31, the Phoenix Esports ride, head down pit side here. He's looking to get some repairs, trying to get that rubbered up motorsports ride rolling here towards the front of the field. But oh no, it looks like Dylan Carrier blinking there a little bit. Okay, at first I thought maybe he had taken his car down behind pit wall, but he is still sitting down there on pit lane, and he may potentially be going a lap down here in a quick hurry. A lot of drivers already in that same situation, having those issues, going multiple laps down, as we do see the 24 of Aaron Robinson down pit side. We see Michael Ponder Jr., he's down pit road, still getting repairs done to the 13. Jesse Graham, Melvin Brangruer, the 11 of Jordan Hand still down pit side. Reese Kelva, Landon Burbidge, Danny White already taking his 79 ride back down behind pit wall and out of this race. A heartbreaker there for him as Grant Applegate out in front. He's leading the way here, qualified back in 25th, and now our race leader before stage number 2 even comes to a close. The lights are off the official iRacing pace car, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. Is no, another one. Dylan Carrier says, my race is over. Oh, brother, that is a heartbreaker. Listen, we better get some of these driver webcams up here. We want to shout out all of our amazing drivers with the webcams here on the afternoon. I think we've already lost one. We do see Reese Kelva up there. He's in the top right to the top left. That is Dylan Carrier. Both drivers already running into some serious issues. The bottom, or the middle left one, man, all five of them. We've lost Josh Kreider. That's the driver that we lost here out of the webcams. But all 5 of the drivers that are currently in the webcams, Melvin Branger, you see him not even, he's still down pit side. He doesn't even have his hands on the steering wheel. Noah Blackwell, Landon Burbidge, he's on his cell phone. Reese Kelba, he's chit-chatting. We see Noah Blackwell, looks like he's got the steering wheel already off the desk. He's got his hand on the mouse pad here. All 5 of our webcam drivers running into some serious issues here. throughout the afternoon. And man, oh man, that is such a heartbreaker right there. We tend to try to go through these drivers and on board with them throughout our Crank It Up throughout the afternoon, but right now, not a lot of them out there on the speedway, man, and that is a heartbreaker. You see Landon Burbage not very happy right there. He's pounding the steering wheel. He just took it off of his wheelbase, and definitely not happy with how his afternoon has went. You do see Brandenburger there. He's still got his hands off the steering wheel. You see the top left one, that's Dylan Carrier. He's just chilling up there. He's just watching the race, and Reese Kelva doing what Reese Kelva does is, man, that is such a heartbreaker for the drivers with the webcams turned on. All 5 of them running into some serious issues, and now we see more problems out there on the racetrack as another caution flag going to fly here on the restart. So as we go back to green flag racing here once again, cautions breeding cautions. We're weeding out this field in a quick hurry. We see the 25 ride. William Connolly get bent out of shape right there. Same with Ryan Haller. Both drivers having issues, but you see problems continuing down the back straightaway for that 25. He slides down the speedway into the grass there down the bottom side of corner number 3 and down the back straightaway. And luckily enough, doesn't look like any major issues or major damage there for that 25 right. He does have a little bit of left rear damage from earlier in the race, but the 25 able to just go around. Car spinning out right there, but luckily enough, able to keep it out of the fence and out of serious damage there and not collecting any of the other drivers out there on the racetrack as he'll keep on rocking and rolling. He'll get that car hopefully fixed back up and back out there on the speedways. We do see Noah Blackwell head back down pit side. We do see that 25, William Connolly, he's down on pit road as Jonathan Gaston, one of the first drivers right now, I do believe, has scored as a lap down. So he wants to see more of these caution flags, try to work himself back onto the lead lap. Same with Nathan Brookover, both going to need a couple of caution flags. Jesse Graham also multiple laps down, back there in position number 19. Aaron Robinson, he's back out there onto the racetrack, a couple laps down as well. Dylan Carrier down and out of this race. Michael Ponder Jr. down pit side, still on the speedway. Melvin Brangroer, who's multiple laps down here, he is back out there onto the racetrack. So good to see the Thrustmaster Auto Value Parts Store, number 89, stroll back out there onto the speedway. Jordan Hand still parked down on pit row as our pole sitter and our outside pole sitter both getting collected in a couple of those caution flags. Heavy damage for both competitors. They both sit.
One might say we're synonymous with shopping for homes.
Yes, one might say. What's this?
It's complicated.
Can you feel the crispy chili and the garlicky goodness? Savory sesame. Layers packed with flavor. Lee Kum Kee Chili Crisp Oil. Deliciously complicated.
We're going to see this caution flag going to extend here a little bit. We did see the pace car down on pit road. We weren't going back to green flag racing, so they got to get that pace car back out there onto the speedway. There it is. It's rolling back up here. It's going to get ready to turn back off the racetrack here as the lights are off the official iRacing pace car. So the caution was extended there by a single lap, and looks like we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as currently right now getting that free pass, getting back onto the lead lap is Jonathan Gaston. Gaston now sits in that 17th spot. He is the last driver now on the lead lap here this evening. So only 17 drivers left on the lead lap. 10 drivers running into some serious issues and now being scored a lap or multiple laps down or out of this race or down pit side, still getting their cars repaired and falling farther and farther behind as this field has definitely gotten quite a bit smaller out there on the speedway as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. It's Grant Applegate out in front. A great restart there for Grant as he leads us down into corner number 1. Nice and easy down and out of corner number 2. As Brian Underwood rolls there in that second spot, we see Ben Gleason, Aiden Lucas, Logan Paraman up and into position number 5 here. He's looking to try to get around Aiden Lucas as Josh Kreider rolls there in position number 6. Michael Durham there in 7th with Ryan Haller Will Wolf and Chris Getz rounding out our top 10 out there on the speedway. Farrell Robbins back at 11th with Trenton Johns down to his inside. Jordan Kreider there in 13th. Evan Stewart scored back in 14th with Noah Blackwell and Jonathan Gaston rounding out our top 16. William Connerly, he's back in that 17th position, still off the pace and still trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction here as Brookover. He's the next driver a lap down out there on the speedway, hoping to see that caution flag fly here once again and potentially going to get it here at the end of this stage as stage number 2 ends here in just 6 laps, so we're going to go back to caution flag here in just a little bit as Aaron Robinson says this repair waiting sucks. Yeah, it definitely would suck, man. Anytime you're going to stay down pit side for an extended period of time and not be in racing out there on the racetrack, man, is absolutely heartbreaking. As Dylan says, SSJ Logic says, this might be the worst PSCRL race. People won't stop yelling at each other. Tiny contact takes multiple people out. Just a joke of a race. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, Dylan. Definitely been a handful of a race. I don't even know how many caution flags we've had now here on the afternoon, but it's definitely been more than what we normally see. We've seen you guys go, caution-free virtually, only seeing the stage break cautions and not having any issues out there on the racetrack, especially over the last few weeks. It's been a lot of clean and green racing and very minimal issues out there on the speedway. Maybe just a couple single car spins or 2-car spins here and there throughout the last 3, 4, 5 races here to start this season, and now here in race number 6, it's been an absolutely different animal here this evening. As Underwood rolling there in second, trying to hunt down his teammate Grant Applegate. Applegate really getting the hang of this thing, and you see Aiden Lucas right there in third. So even though Jordan Hand no longer out there on the racetrack in the 11 ride, it's still 1, 2, and 3 for Redemption Motorsports here this afternoon. Redemption still out in front, still leading the way here at Worldwide Technology Raceway and looking to try to back up their 1, 2, 3 finish that they had as a team last week. Now trying to do it all over again here tonight. And they're sitting pretty out there on the racetrack trying to get that 1, 2, 3 finish here at the end of stage number 2 out there on the racetrack. As Aiden putting the pressure here on the back bumper of Brian Underwood as Ben Gleason having a fantastic run here in that 66 ride. Good to see Gleason getting an opportunity and a racing like this as the 66 ride rolls there in position number 4. Josh Kreider, who's under the weather, unfortunately dealing with some sort of a sickness there. We saw Lonnie also saying that he was kind of sick as well, so hopefully the Kreiders get healthy and get this sickness done and out of the way here as the Robert Up Productions number 5 ride currently rounding out our top 5, even being under the weather. So we love to see Josh out there doing well on the speedways. Logan Perryman, hopefully I'm saying that right, Perryman, I'm not sure exactly how he pronunciates his last name, but Logan doing a great job here in his first race with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, rolling there in that 6th position. And Ryan Haller is his teammate out there. Wyatt Mickelson not here to get a top 10 on the afternoon. Ryan Haller says, you know what, I gotta do it myself, and here he is battling door to door with another new driver here in the series, the 00, Michael Durham Jr. He rolls there door to door down the front straightaway here. Trenton Johns back there in 9th, and Will Wolf, another driver here, newer driver on the season, they're in position number 10, rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Evan Stewart there in 11th with Jonathan Gaston, Farrell Robbins, Chris Getz, and Jordan Kreider rounding out our top 15. Noah Blackwell, William Connolly rounding out our top 17 here on the racetrack. Is right now only 17 drivers on the lead lap. And down into quarter number 1, it's still Grant Applegate who leads the way, and down across the line, we will finish off stage number 2 as Applegate will pick up that second stage win here this evening. not the qualifying run that he was hoping for. Started back in 25th, and Applegate has raced his way up 24 positions here by lap number 80 to win stage number 2. A great run, a fast car here this evening for Applegate. Gonna be tough for the rest of these drivers, but right there behind him, his teammate Aiden Lucas able to make some big moves there as well throughout that second stage. Really starting to find his groove here at Gateway, and Aiden jumps up into position number 2. Their teammate back there behind him, the 6 ride last season champion, our stage 1 winner, that's 6 of Brian Underwood, will round out this stage in position number 3 as Ben Gleason, Josh Kreider, our top 5 out there on the racetrack. Logan Parryman there in 6, blinking a little bit there on the racetrack. He was in that 6th position with Michael Durham, Ryan Haller, Trenton Johns, Will Wolf rounding out our top 10 as I still don't know what's going on here. It looks like Logan Perryman potentially losing connection here on this race. That car down the back straightaway started to blink. I'm not sure if he's lost internet or what may have happened there to the 88, but now, oh, maybe he's popped back up. There he is. He's back out there on the racetrack. So some connection issues there for the 88, right? Hopefully those do not continue as we see drivers head down pit side as the caution flag pit stops now underway. Is one driver that looked to flip that stage. The 25 rider, William Connolly, going to stay out there on the racetrack and will now be our race leader. So that's why the 25 ride was rolling off the pace there by quite a bit at the back of the pack. He was just waiting for this stage caution flag. He was making sure he didn't burn up those tires too much, so just being real nice and easy out there on the speedways. You do see the 24 ride right there. That is Aaron Robinson looking to try to hopefully get one of his laps back out there on the speedway, staying out there on the racetrack, looking for that wave around and trying to get a lap back here this afternoon, trying to put himself back into the thick of things here this evening as pit stops quickly coming to a close and rolling back out there onto the racetrack. Now being scored in that second position is the Red Bull 57 rider, Grant Applegate. Is Applegate able to pick up stage win number 2 here on the afternoon? Let's see if we can try to get Applegate up here into the booth for a little in-race interview. Let's see if we can find a spot to pull him into here. Where is Applegate? There he is right there. All right, let's see if we can pull him up and into the broadcast booth for a in-race interview here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I can't drag anyone out of the Redemption Motorsports lock channel. I don't know why that channel is locked, but I can't drag people, and that is very unfortunate because I can't pull our first heat race winner, Brian Underwood, into the chat either. So, okay, no in-race interviews. The drivers that we were going to pull in are unfortunately not able to pull in here. But let's see if we can pull one guy in here. Let's see if we can get one fella up and into the chat. Let me make sure that he is still there. He's still there. I'm not sure what he's doing, but let's see if we can get Reese Kelba up here, our sponsor over there at Prestige Enterprise. Let's see if we can pull him up here for a little in-race sponsorship interview here. Let's see if we can get this. There he is. There's Reese. Let's see if we can get him up here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get Reese up for a little in-race interview here as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. The lights are off, the official iRacing pace car, and we're going to get ready to go back to battle here this evening as Applegate, Connolly, 1 and 2 on the speedway. Connolly is that control car, so he gets to fire first down through the Geico restart zone, and we are quickly back to Green Flag Racing. The 25 with a great restart, quickly launching in front of that 57 ride, trying to clear himself and get a good run down into corner number 1. As the racing action back up here in this one. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that was, but what is good? Reese Calvo, what's good, brother? I see Reese jumped up here as we get ready to give a little shout out here to one of our amazing sponsors here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League. Reese, brother, how you doing here this afternoon, brother, as the Prestige Enterprises ride running into some early issues, but this has been a lot of early issues for drivers here this evening, man. Take us back through this race so far, and what's going through your mind right now as you sit down there on pit lane?
Yeah, it's quiet down here. You know, you hate to be down here. Car was a struggle a little bit all race. You know, hate that I collected the 11 car coming out of 4. Really thought I saved it, but the save was actually a car below me. So, But it's okay. We got Landon. He's back out on the track. He was running really strong. He got a bunch of damage from a wreck. He's back out there, though. Got stage points tonight, so Powerhouse trying to stay on the track and keep some points.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we continue to see these caution flags fly and continue to see drivers run into problems, more opportunities here for Landon to try to gain those laps back, try to get back into the action. And if more drivers, get eliminated from this race, could open up the door there for him to, start to work himself a little farther forward, try to salvage as much as possible here on the evening and not giving up out there on the racetrack. But Reese, take us through Prestige Enterprises here, man. I don't know if, if you're the owner or if you're an employee there or what the case is, man, but you're the one that got this all going here, becoming a part of not only the series as a driver, but also as a sponsor here with Prestige Enterprise. And I just want to give you a quick moment here to not only talk about your race, but also talk about the business.
Yeah. So, real quick, though, while we're on the caution, what we saw of that 37, that's just, that's how Gateway's been going, right?
Yeah,
these guys just making little slips coming out of the turn.
Yeah,
but with Prestige Enterprises, it's me and a business partner. We do a bunch of custom homes, commercial roofing, a bunch of industrial construction. So it's been fun. It was a previous company back in 2010, but then my partner came along. We renamed it, rebranded. So it's been a lot of fun, right? It's fun to carry it over into this side, into this iRacing world, and do sponsorships with it. It's been a blast. I know me and you still have a talk we got to do about the broadcast side, but it's just so much fun to bring it into this realm.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's always amazing to see not only drivers of a sponsor, jumping in and becoming part of the iRacing community. It just helps everything grow so much. And obviously, we're far and few between, as I'm up here in Canada, you're down there in the US, so we normally wouldn't cross paths, but here in iRacing, it allows us to reach, so many people and meet so many different people and everything else. So it's really amazing to see, the different stories and different, businesses and everything else that really come to life and really shine here on the stage of iRacing, and having that ability to reach so many more people and everything else, being a part of the broadcast, being a part of the racing action, as well as I know you got that Prestige Enterprise logos and website there on your race car, and every time you load into the sim and run these races, whether or not it's a league race or a hosted or an official race, you get that opportunity to shine and showcase an amazing sponsorship.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun helping this league. We're new to this league right here. Great bunch of guys, some strong racing in this league. It's a lot of fun. We've enjoyed the broadcast too. Thank you for what you're doing for us. It's been a lot of fun. I know we're about to go back to green here, so a big thank you before I get out of here. Thank you for all you've done for us.
Absolutely, brother. Reese, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I know your race is pretty much over, but hopefully your Saturday night still finishes off well.
All right, baby. Have a good night.
You as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Reese Kelva. Kelva jumping in here, giving us a quick little in-race interview there. Not only talking about how, his race went and what transpired out there on the racetrack, but also giving a quick shout out there to our amazing sponsor over at Prestige Enterprises. Dylan, SSJ Logic, says, I'll take an interview too. We may get you up here, Dylan. If you're still in there, we'll see if we can drag you up and into the booth. Now, I got to make sure, okay, you're not in the Redemption Motorsports Discord right now. Those guys and the No Lock Motorsports guys, they got their channels locked. And if they're locked, I can't drag them in and out of it. So I can't move guys in and out and be able to talk to them and have conversations throughout the race. So, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens, and just keep on pulling guys in here and there as we see Dylan. He is in that waiting room. We'll get you up here in just a little bit, brother, as we get these drivers out there on the racetrack, and it is quickly a turn of the tables here as Aiden Lucas out in front as our final stage of the day is underway here again after a quick caution flag, as we saw Evan Stewart unfortunately go around. A little bit of damage there for the 99 rider Ryan Haller, as he did get a piece of him. Looks like not too much damage or any damage at all for that 99, which is a great break. But as Reese was talking about there, he saw it. He did it a couple times there. Unfortunately, that's what kind of took him and a few of those other drivers out of this race, is just losing the rear end on corner exits. Seems like these things get very, very loose. The rear ends are slipping and sliding around. I'm not sure if it's the weather or the racetrack itself out there on the speedway, but that's where we've seen quite a few issues here for these drivers this evening, and for a field that started with 27 drivers. You know, we currently only got I think 22 still out there rolling, so 5 drivers already down and out of this race. More drivers, multiple laps down out there on the speedway. I do believe almost 10 or 11 laps down there for Landon Burbidge. Jesse Graham, he's right in the same boat. Even Melvin Brangruer being, 5-6 laps down. Aaron Robinson being multiple laps down as well in the 24. A lot of these drivers that ran into those issues just trying to rebound is out in front. The Redemption Motorsports crew, they're continuing to lead the way here. Aiden Lucas now out in front. These three have been kind of seat swapping out there on the racetrack, continue to move back and forth out there between the top 3 and amongst themselves as teammates, as they're starting to separate themselves again from our 4th place driver, which is one of the newcomers, the 88 rider Logan Paraman. Paraman into that 4th spot as Ben Gleason running at our top 5. Good to see Gleason having such a great run and great drive here this evening in that 66 fry, man. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad to see Gleason getting another good run and good drive here this afternoon. William Connolly back there in 6th with Josh Kreider, who's under the weather here this afternoon. Still racing, still giving it his all, and ran into an early issue, but the 5 rider rebounding nicely and keeping himself out of trouble there through some of that carnage and rolling there in position number 7. We did see Gaston go a lap down. We saw him get tied up in a couple of those caution flags. Here he is rebounding back up inside the top 10, rolling there in 8th, same with Will Wolf, who's back there in the 9th spot. Trenton Johns continue to have a great run as the High Rock 28 ride rolls there in the 10th position. Another newcomer here to the series in the Kroger Ghost Energy 00. It's Michael Durham Jr. back there in position number 11 with Ryan Haller, Evan Stewart, Chris Gentz, Errol Robbins, Jordan Kreider, Nathan Brookover, and Noah Blackwell running out our top 18 in that 18th position as the Bad Dragon 18 ride rounding out our lead lap cars here this afternoon. The next driver that is a lap down, not the only driver, but the next driver that is a lap down here on the racetrack is Aaron Robinson. Robinson scored back at 19th. He's hoping to see a couple caution flags in for him to get those lucky dogs and those opportunities to try to get back onto the lead lap and back into contention here for this race, and potentially more points on the line here for the 24 ride. Same with Melvin Brangruer, who's back rounding out our top 20. That's where we see Jesse Graham, Landon Burbidge, Dylan Carrier, Michael Ponder Jr., Jordan Hand, Reese Kelba, and Danny White bringing up the rear of the field. As out in front, it's Aiden Lucas. Lucas leading the way here in this one as we're going to get ready to pull in one of our drivers, one of our admins, and I do believe, I'm not sure, Dylan, are you a part of the sponsorship? Obviously, we see the Phoenix Esports on that 31 ride, but I'm not too sure. You haven't really talked too much about Phoenix Esports, and potentially if you're part owner of that, or if you're a part of that esports team, or what the deal is there. But we gave a quick interview and a quick shout out there for Prestige Enterprises. It's absolutely my pleasure to do the same thing here for yourself in the 31 as a driver, but also as a part of that Phoenix Esports sponsorship here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League. As Dylan joins us up here in the broadcast booth, brother, take us through your race and take us through the sponsorship here with Phoenix Esports.
Yeah, Phoenix Esports is an esports organization that I actually founded way back in the day, like Black Ops 2 days. It kind of died, and I revived it last year, and we do a bunch of things. We play a bunch of first-person shooters. Obviously, I have the sponsorship in iRacing, and it's a pretty good thing to have. Have my own little team I can say that I own, and looking to go places with that. And about my race, let's see, where do I begin? Start of the race was pretty good. Then the caution started coming out, and they didn't stop. I caused one where I got in the back of somebody. I don't remember who that was. I think that would have been. I think that was Gaston. Got on the brakes. I was just hard on the brakes. The car wouldn't stop. It was just sliding. Spun him. I felt really bad. And then that last one with Jesse. Like the tiniest bit of contact in these Xfinity cars can send them just send the rear end out. And I mean, it's unfortunate. I figured, he started to slide, and I held it to the left as much as possible, hoping that, if he spun, he would spin up into the wall, and he didn't. He spun down, which when he doored me, it sent my rear end out to the right, which made no sense. So I wasn't expecting that. And then another pile up, and it's just Gateway. Gateway is just one of them really hard tracks.
It seems to be a very, very hard track. I'm not sure if it's just these cars or that racetrack, as it seems like it is super slick out there. And we've seen it multiple times where drivers just lose that rear end, especially on corner exit here, man. Take us kind of around the racetrack and really how you got to navigate it and how it feels in the driver's seat here on Gateway and how it races.
It's very, very bumpy. Going into turn 1, I would brake right at the exit of pit road, right where the wall ends. And if you hold too much brake going into that corner, there's a huge bump as soon as the corner starts to transition. And if you're holding the brake, the car will bottom out. Like, you will drag the entire car on the bottom and it will just slide up the track. These cars bottom out really, really bad. I can say that's most drivers' biggest complaint about this car is it bottoms out way too easily. And also coming into pit road, as soon as you get into pit road entrance off the access road, if you're on the brake, your car will actually pop up in the air from the nose digging into the concrete. It's a not so much as a slick track. It's just that's the weather condition. It's foggy, nighttime, real cold. Track's really rubbered in at this point. Definitely in practice, there was a lot more grip. But the bumps is the big thing. You go into turn 1, there's that major bump, and then 3 and 4, it's a little different. There's not really bumps per se, but there's a transition right where the corner starts, where there's kind of like a little hill. It's kind of hard to explain because it's really small, but you can really feel it in the wheel. And if you're as soon as you brake, if you go back on the throttle and you're holding too much throttle, the rear end will just step out because it lifts the rear end off the car if you go over it just wrong. So that's another thing. Overall, it's just a very tricky track. I can say that a bunch of people are finding out the hard way tonight.
Absolutely, definitely a lot of upset drivers, a lot of destroyed race cars out there on the speedwayers included here this afternoon. But out in front right now, we do see these Redemption Motorsports guys now. When we saw the teams being restructured there a few weeks ago, obviously we saw Josh Kreider and yourself door-to-door down across the start-finish line, being able to get off to a hot start there with the new team and being teammates out there on the speedway. But the last couple weeks, it's been the Redemption Motorsports guys, your old team. It's been pretty dominant out there on the racetrack. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 last week. Not 4 in that 5th position for Grant Applegate, as they were able to get that podium sweep last weekend. Here they are running in the top 3 spots here again this afternoon, and obviously our pole sitter Jordan Hand running into problems out of the race right now, but his teammates and the Redemption crew out in front. What do you guys got to do to try to figure out how to kind of break these guys up and get them off of this podium sweep run that they've been kind of rolling in the last couple of weeks?
Definitely need to get more practice, need to get more speed. That team that's the front runner right there for the team championship. I mean, every single one of those guys is the fastest car each week. I mean, you have Aiden. I think if Matthew Wood was racing this season, Aiden would give Matthew a run for his money. Aiden has stepped it up huge in the offseason. Brian's always been a good driver. Jordan Hand, he finished 2nd in the championship 3 seasons in a row. So, I mean, that right there speaks for his talent. He's just a great driver. And Grant, he's new-ish comer. He's been around for a couple seasons now, and he's steadily gotten better and better. He used to just burn his tires off and he'd be really fast on the short run, but then he would plummet on the long run. And over the offseason, he figured out how to save tire, and I mean, he's easily top 5 driver. So, I mean, I think they have 4 of your top drivers in the league are all on one team, and that team is just strong.
Absolutely, definitely a strong team. And when you look back at last season, you saw Underwood pick up that championship there in season number 4, but we saw, Hand, Underwood, and Applegate all a part of that championship battle in our final race of the season. And that just shows that you got 3 potential champions from last year on the same team now, taking the same notes and experience and everything else and working together now. Definitely going to be tough to do, and I'm sure Aiden is loving it because he's been out in front. He's been leading a ton of laps here on this season already. I would say he's probably led 60, 70, maybe even 80% of the laps here this year. This 20 ride has been pretty dominant, and it's been tough to beat him each and every week, and it's really been down to him beating himself for the first few races, and then obviously him being able to get that win there at Sonoma.
Yeah, he's definitely the probably the best driver I've seen so far this season, talent-wise. He was a top 10, maybe 7 driver last season. He was really good, and during the offseason he put in the work, and he's came back with a vengeance. He has definitely shown everybody that he is the person to beat this season. And then having, obviously, like you said, the other guys on the team that are championship front runners, championship favorites. They've been that way for the past 3-4 seasons. That's just a really strong team right there.
Absolutely. Well, Dylan, I'm happy to have you up here in the broadcast booth, brother, able to get you in here and talk a little bit about your race, but also talk a little bit there about Phoenix Esports, one of the amazing sponsors here on the Premium Stock Car Racing League season. And hopefully, we'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Saturday, and hopefully, better turn of events, a little bit more luck, and see you right here at the front of the field battling and trying to compete with Aiden and the rest of the Redemption crew here next week.
Yeah, yes, sir. Next week's a mile and a half, right back into my bread and butter, so we'll be on it.
Beauty. Well, we can't wait to see you back out there, Dylan. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Yes, sir. And thanks to you, and thanks to everyone watching the stream. Hope we put on a great show for everyone.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Dylan Carrier. Dylan coming in there, giving us a little bit of info there on one of our sponsors at Phoenix Esports, but also breaking down, kind of what was going on inside that car and what's going on out there on the racetrack and some of the, things that are happening here on Premium Stock Car Racing League and some of these drivers and how they're, been getting better and how, tough it's going to be to compete against some of these cats out there and what they need to do to try and step up their game. As right now, the drivers that have stepped up their game, here is that 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. Lucas out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Brian Underwood there in second with Grant Applegate running out our top 3. Almost 6 seconds back behind him, we do see Ben Gleason there in that 4th position, and Josh Kreider, one of the Robert Up production rides, one of the Robert Up Motorsports machines, rolling there in position number 5 in that 5 ride, even being under the weather, still having a great run and great performance here for Josh Kreider this evening. Loden Paraman back there in position number 6 with Trenton Johns, Jonathan Gaston, William Connolly, and Evan Stewart rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway. Will Wolf back there in 11 with Jordan Kreider, Chris Getz, Farrell Robbins, and Nathan Brookover rounding out our top 15. Ryan Haller, unfortunately, just running into a little bit of issues right there down into the grass, but the number 99 keeps on rolling, keeps himself pointed in the right direction, does have quite a bit of rear end damage on that 99 ride, but Haller rolling there in the 16th spot is Noah Blackwell in that 17th position, now a lap down as we just saw the race leaders go around him here, and unfortunately off the pace, still some pretty heavy front end damage there for that Ben Dragon 18 ride as he rolls in the 17th position, now in that free pass position, though definitely not where the 00 of Michael Durham Jr. wanted to see that 18 ride, as Michael unfortunately down a lap here as well in that 00 ride. Aaron Robinson did not want to see those cats go a lap down, as that now takes him out of that lucky dog, the free pass position, and scored back in 19th, a couple laps down here. Same with Melvin Branguer, Landon Burbidge, Jesse Graham, who's now off the racetrack back in 22nd. He's joined down in behind pit wall with Dylan Carrier, Michael Ponder Jr., Jordan Hand, Reese Kelva, and Danny White, as 6 drivers officially done and off the racing surface right now here this evening. As out in front, Aiden Lucas continues to lead the way, continues to try to open up this race lead and pull away from his teammates. Brian Underwood and Grant Applegate is there back there behind him, rounding out our top 3 again here this afternoon. As the laps continue to click off, we'll inch closer and closer to some green flag pit stops, but we're going to jump into a Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. We're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming, and if you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys do us a favor, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, and make sure you crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers here this afternoon as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for all these drivers and beautiful crank it up session out there at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's Gateway here with the Premium Stock Car Racing League, and there is our race leader, Aiden Lucas, down on pit road. His green flag pit stops underway here this afternoon. Aiden will head down into his box. We did see a lot of other drivers already make their green flag pit stops, including Brian Underwood, Josh Kreider, the number 72 with Jonathan Gaston. William Connolly was down pit side first, back on lap 122. Trenton Johns just rolling back out there onto the racetrack as the High Rock Toyota rolls back out here onto the speedway. A beautiful two-phase machine, that white and black ride looking perfect out there on the speedway as Ben Gleason was able to take that race lead over. Our fourth place driver now finds himself down pit side after leading some laps here. Gleason doing a great job here on the afternoon. Good to see him having such a great run and strong performance out there on the speedway. Here tonight, though, not the Oscar Mayer hot dog ride that we normally see him in here tonight. He's in the Ray 66 Performance Machine here this evening as he's going to get those fresh tires put on, going to roll back out there onto the racetrack. As right now, leading the way, the 1-800 Get Bent, the Lonnie Kreider, number 3 Machina, Jordan Kreider out in front, leading this race. So Jordan Kreider leading this one. He's going to come down pit side, though, this time as the beautiful number 3 ride makes his way down pit side. I do like how the back bumper says 1-800 Get Bent, and it is a very bent back bumper right there. Kind of fitting that he would have the rear end damage in the 1-800 Get Bent ride, as definitely that back bumper did get bent, that's for certain, as he is down pit road, gonna get some service here on what could be his final pit stop of the afternoon. As Grant Applegate able to come down a little bit earlier here than his teammates, 4 laps sooner than Brian Underwood, 5 laps sooner than Aiden Lucas, and he has leapfrogged both of them and now rolls out in front. Now, he does have quite a bit worse tires and unfortunately giving up a little bit of time out there on the racetrack to his teammate Aiden Lucas, but Aiden is about 2.6 seconds back behind that 57 ride. And if Grant Applegate can time things perfectly here, trying to keep those tires underneath of him and keep himself out of trouble, he could potentially race his way up and into victory lane here and steal this win away from that 20 ride of Aiden Lucas. As Aiden out of nowhere here this afternoon has just really put together a great race. Another strong performance, another strong run here for that 20 ride as he's looking to try to put himself up and into victory lane. But with about 30 laps left to go in this race, time is starting to run out in a quick hurry. And for a lot of these drivers, having the ability to kind of roll out there on the speedway, not really feel a lot of pressure with not a lot of caution flags here over this I don't even know what I want to call it, last 50 laps or so, that we've really seen this green flag run unfold, which has been great to see. That the lack of caution flags now, a great thing. It's too bad we didn't see that a little earlier before we saw a lot of drivers get wrecked and have damage and go multiple laps down, but nonetheless, it is some great racing action here to finish off this race. And out in front, leading the way, showing these drivers how to do it here this afternoon is Grant Applegate. Now, the gap for Applegate is quickly shrinking here. Applegate was out in front by 2.6 seconds. That gap has now grown to less than 1 second, but he does have a couple lap cars now in between himself and that 20 ride. As Logan Perriman into position number 10 here. He is now the first driver 1 lap down. Grant's feeling the pressure, though, is right there to his back bumper. That's Ryan Haller. Haller trying to get around that number 57 ride, trying to stay at least another lap forward here and not be 2 laps down out there on the speedway. And Logan himself trying to keep himself on the lead lap, but quickly right there behind them is that 20 ride, who is in position number 2, has some of the freshest tires out there on the racetrack and is feeling pretty good for his odds this afternoon as he rolls in that second spot. He's trying to catch up and make the pass here on his teammate Grant Applegate. Applegate just trying to keep himself out in front of this 20 ride as now Aiden now has to try to make some decisions here. Where does he go? What role does he want to play here? As lap traffic right in the middle of him and his teammate. They're battling for the race lead as you do see the 99 ride down low. That is Ryan Haller. Haller starting to make the pass here. A little bit fresher tires than that 57 of Grant Applegate. And you can see how good the tires are and what they mean out there on the speedway. There's only 5 laps difference between the 57 and the 99 ride. But you can see that speed that Haller is producing here with the fresher tires and putting that pressure on the 57. And for Aiden Lucas, he's just kind of playing that cat and mouse game, just trying to bide his time, trying not to put himself or one of these other drivers into a tough situation where they make contact or lose the rear end and go around. As you do see the 99, he'll fall back there. Now going to open up the door for the 88 to try to go after our race leader, Grant Applegate. And it's also going to bring Aiden Lucas right to Applegate's back bumper. Now they're going to be 3 wide down in the back straightaway out at corner number 2. 3 wide there for a split second. Aiden thinks better of it, gets onto the binders there, jumps to the outside groove, looking for a big run, seeing if he can try to cross over this 57 ride and battle door to door with him out of corner number 4. As they battle down the front straightaway, you did see that 88 ride able to work himself back onto the lead lap as Logan trying to battle now door to door here with Evan Stewart. Stewart trying to keep himself on the lead lap here as well, so that's making it very tough for our race leaders here out in front, and they get a bit of a gap here all the way back to our third place driver, but not much of a gap. It's about a second here between Grant Applegate and Aiden Lucas. Back to our third place driver who's starting to come into that picture. It's Brian Underwood as they continue to battle through that lap traffic. Underwood is closing the gap and catching up to both of them, trying to make this maybe a 3-car race for the race lead. But now he does have to try to work himself through some of that lap traffic as Applegate now with a little bit of clean air here. The 88 right just in front of him with the 20 right at Aiden Lucas, putting that pressure to him here. Now getting the run down to the inside. The Redemption Motorsports team, though, still 1, 2, and 3 on the speedway. They're hoping to finish that way here once again this afternoon and making that back-to-back weeks, rounding out and finishing in those top 3 positions here on the speedway. Back there in position number 4. About 15, 16 seconds back of those competitors is this 5 right of Josh Kreider. Kreider, unfortunately, quite a ways back here, would hopefully want a caution flag here to be able to catch back up to them, but having himself a solid run. And there's the caution flag, and it's one of our race leaders. Around goes Grant Applegate. Applegate turned around in a late race caution flag. We were just talking about how Kreider needed one. The rest of our top 10 needed one to be able to get back into this race and be able to have a shot at potentially picking up this win or breaking up that front 3 drivers here, the Redemption Motorsports crew. And there's the caution flag. Excuse me, as Applegate goes around, the yellow flag will be displayed. And the heartbreaker there for Grant, and a great break for the rest of the field. Aiden Lucas was able to jump back out in front. You see Grant slide back into that second spot. And here we go. Down through corner 1 and 2. Oh, he gives a shot to his teammate. Heavy contact right there into that right rear quarter panel for the 20 ride as Applegate sends it in there quite a bit deeper, runs into that right rear quarter panel, crumples it up pretty good there for Aiden Lucas. Hopefully not too much front end damage here for the 57, hopefully not too much rear end damage. And you do see Ryan Haller, he drives in here trying to get down and out of the way of that 57, unfortunately clips him, collects him. Luckily enough, does not collect his other teammate there as the 6 of Brian Underwood able to just get through there. Grant does get a really big piece there of the outside fence in corner number 2. And unfortunately for the Red Bull 57 ride, not what he wanted here as we do see everybody head down pit road. I can't quite say everybody, as we do see a couple drivers electing to stay out here. Trenton Johns not coming down pit road. The High Rock Vodka ride is going to stay out there on the speedway. Excuse me. He will now become our race leader here late in this race. And the driver that was just battling to keep himself on the lead lap was able to pass Grant Applegate to get that lap back, to put him back on the lead lap. Also staying out there on the racetrack in the 88 ride will now restart in position number 2. So some bold strategies here at a Johns and Perriman late in this race as Aiden Lucas comes out of the pits in position number 3. Now he will have a fresh set of tires here, quite a bit newer tires than that 28 and the 88. It'll be interesting to see how they plan to try to hold off Aiden Lucas and Brian Underwood, who are right there behind him. Josh Kreider, excuse me, again, sorry chat, very tired. Worked all day long, just got home, got in here for the broadcast, and we're feeling it right now. Hopefully, I can go to bed right after this race, as unfortunately, for a couple of these drivers, more issues out there on the racetrack, including Grant Applegate. But Josh Kreider, he's able to catch back up to the rear bumper of our race leaders. He'll get ready to restart in position number 5. Applegate will restart to his outside, so quickly getting that 57 ride repaired. Falls back a few spots now into that 6th position as Jonathan Gaston rolls there in 7th, with Ben Gleason back in 8th. William Connolly scored there in 9th as Evan Stewart down pit side in the 37. He is scored in position number 10. Jordan Kreider now in 11th with Farrell Robbins back in the 12th position. Now he is the first driver 1 lap down as Jordan Kreider able to get that wave around and back onto the lead lap here this evening as Will Wolf down a lap back in 13th. Chris Getz, Nathan Brook over our top 15 here on the speedway. Ryan Haller scored back in 16th with Noah Blackwell, Aaron Robinson, Melvin Brengerer, and Landon Burbage rounding out our top 20. Michael Durham Jr. down pit side here. He stopped there pretty solidly, and unfortunately not rolling back out there onto the racetrack. His night may be done, and for 6 other drivers, their night is already over there at the rear of the field. As here we go, back to green flag racing. The 28 rider Trenton Johns with a great restart quickly. Jumping out in front, clearing the 88 ride, giving him both lanes to work with down through corner 1, but not through corner number 2, as the 20 ride will quickly poke his nose down to the inside. Here is Aiden Lucas looking to try to get back out in front, and now here comes Brian Underwood. Underwood knows that it's time to shine. It's time to make some moves as the Redemption Motorsports crew quickly working themselves up here into the battle at the front of the field. Josh Kreider trying to keep himself in this battle and save the 72 at Jonathan Gaston. As Grant gets up into the outside fence out of corner number 4, it opens up the door here for Gaston to try to move back up inside the top 5. As unfortunately that pitch strategy for the 28 right now blinking out there on the racetrack, Trenton Johns falls all the way back into position number 4 and could be at risk of falling even farther back throughout this field as Aiden Lucas out in front. Lucas leading the way as the caution flag will come back out. The caution flag displayed here again as Melvin Brengerer in the Thrustmaster Auto Parts or Auto Value Parts Store. NJB Designs number 89 ride running into some problems here again. Down through corner 1 and 2 of the back straightaway. You see this car parked down in the infield. Let's take a look and see what happens. Doesn't look like he gets any help here, but unfortunately for the 89, just loses that rear end. Steps on it right there. Car shoots down the racetrack through the grass in hard contact into that inside wall. No safer barrier down there. That is a concrete fence, and unfortunately that is a very, very heavy hit. Hopefully Melvin is a-okay and see if he gets rolling back out there on the racetrack here for another restart. We did see Aaron Robinson also come down pit road there before that yellow flag came out during the green flag conditions, but here he is rolling back out there onto the racetrack. So good to see him jump back out there for Mr. Robinson as he'll keep on rocking and rolling. And we do see other drivers start to make what could be their final pit stop. So Trenton Johns maybe trying to play a little bit of strategy right there, hoping to see if he can get a few laps, burn some tires off of those race leaders. Now coming down pit side here himself, looking to get this car fixed up, looking to get those tires put on and see if he can race his way up towards the front of the field. Same with Evan Stewart, who's down pit side. Farrell Robbins going to be back onto the lead lap here this evening. Chris Gent scored as the driver a 1 lap down now in that free pass position, but for Farrell Robbins, able to get that lucky dog and back onto the lead lap here in this one. Right back into the action here in that Gaston's iRacing graphics. Old Dogs Racing number 76 ride is our Daytona 500 winner, the Farrell Robbins 200 here in Premium Stock Car Racing League. The 76 ride of Farrell Robbins after winning that opening race of the season looking to rebound here, looking to try to pick up another solid top 10, top 5 run and see if he can try to race his way back in for another checkered flag. And so is all these other drivers are looking to find their way into victory lane, but it's going to be some tough sledding here, as that 20 ride of Aiden Lucas has been very, very good over the second half of the race. And Brian Underwood right there looking to give him a shot, looking to try to beat his teammate here this evening and finally put himself up in victory lane. Josh Kreider looking for his second checkered flag on the season and his second win over the last 4 races here, as he sits in position number 3. Jonathan Gaston back there in 4th with the 57 of Grant Applegate, looking to try to join his teammates once again up and on that podium here as he rolls back in 5th with William Connolly, the 66 of Ben Gleason, the 88 of Logan Perriman, the 28 and the 3 of Jordan Kreider and Trenton Johns rounding out our top 10. And then we see Farrell Robbins and Evan Stewart bringing up the rear of our lead lap drivers here this evening as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. The lights are off the official iRacing pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we're going to get ready to go back to battle here in this one. As Matthew Wood says, wish I could have been the pace car, but I was sick and other things. Can't wait to see this finish, he says. We can't wait to see this finish either, Matthew. This is going to get wild. It's going to get crazy here. There's going to be a lot of back and forth and not a whole lot of give, but a whole lot of take out there on the speedway as we go back to green flag racing here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Aiden Lucas with a great restart, quickly clearing his teammate down low, able to use that whole racetrack down into corner number 1 and out at corner number 2, looking to try to open up a little bit of a gap, but quickly right to his back bumper is Brian Underwood. Underwood knows that this is his time to strike. If he lets that 20 ride stay out in front for too long, he may run away with it. And here you go, Underwood putting the pressure underneath of Aiden Lucas for the race lead. Teammates door to door down the front, straightaway down across the line. Aiden will stay out in front. He'll lead that lap and now down into corner number 1. They'll go back to single file here for the front 2 cars on the racetrack. Josh Kreider trying to keep himself there in position number 3 as Jonathan Gaston was looking to his outside. Unfortunately, just could not complete that pass, but quickly right back to the rear bumper of that 5 machine and looking to try to work his way up and onto the podium here on the season. Applegate there trying to round out our top 5 as he battles door to door with the 25 ride of William Connolly as the Maxwell House Mac Tools 25 ride rolls there in that 6th position. It's Ben Gleason back in 7th. The freshest tires out there on the racetrack, the 28 ride of Trenton Johns rolls there in position number 8. He's already gained a couple spots since that restart and now looking to try to continue to race his way back up to the front of the field. Logan Perriman right there with him as the Bob Ross ride rolls there in the 9th position, and Evan Stewart in the Majors Garage number 37 ride rounding out our top 10. Farrell Robbins back there in 11th with Jordan Kreider rounding out our top 12. Will Wolf back in 13th. He is currently sitting in that free pass position, the lucky dog spot out there on the speedway. And Wolf would love to see another yellow flag and put him back into contention, right back into the action here this evening. Brookover back in 14th with Chris Getz rounding out our top 15. Ryan Haller scored in the 16th position with Noah Blackwell. Aaron Robinson, Landon Burbage, and Melvin Brengruer rounding out our top 20 as Brengruer now down and off this racetrack as well. It's only 19 drivers left rolling here on the speedway. We start with 27 down to 19 left here on the racetrack as Aiden Lucas continues to lead the way, looking to try to pick up another checkered flag in his very impressive season here. Early on, this 20 ride has been pretty much consistently the car to beat, but right now, Ryan Underwood, his teammate, after coming home inside the top 3 last week, knows that he just wants to get good points nights and continue to race his way towards that championship. But we talked about this potentially being one of those racetracks that he could finally put himself back up into the win column here as last season's champion, looking to try to lock his way into the playoffs here. But Aiden Lucas, I don't know. I don't think he's going to give it up very easily. This late in the race, you know, as much as your teammates out there on the racetrack, you want to help each other out, but when it comes down to the win, you do not want to give it up. And for Aiden Lucas to pull over and let this 6 ride get a win and lock his teammate into the playoffs, it's given up 5 bonus points in those playoffs out of the back pocket of the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas and giving him to that 6 ride, so he's not going to give it up very easy, but you can see that this 6 machine of Brian Underwood, he is very, very hungry for a win. He is trying to put that pressure to the back bumper of our race leaders. Josh Kreider, almost the second back now of our race leaders here, as he rolls in position number 3. He's out there in that 3rd spot on the racetrack, and he's trying to hold off that 57 rider Grant Applegate. Is Applegate there in position number 4? Now Applegate would love to join that podium here once again. Here on the season is right now he's looking to try to cap off another 1-2-3 finish here by him and his teammates, as Redemption Motorsports currently sit there in the top 2 spots and back here in position number 4, and would love to come home 1, 2, and 3 just like they did last week. William Connolly rounding out our top 5 as Jonathan Gaston just on the outside of the top 5 back there in that 6th position. Ben Gleason there in 7th, with Trenton John still back there in position number 8, trying to hunt down that 66 machine, as Evan Stewart back in 9th, and Farrell Robbins rounding out our top 10. Logan Paraman back in position number 11, with Jordan Kreider there in 12th. Will Wolf, Nathan Brookover, Chris Getz, our top 15 here, as unfortunately for Will Wolf, Nathan Brookover, and Chris Getz, they are all 1 lap down, and everyone back there behind them are multiple laps down on the racetrack. Is out in front, down across the line this time. It is only 6 more laps left to go. 6 more laps left here for Aiden Lucas, but he has got to hold off that 6 car of Brian Underwood. Is Underwood sticking right there with him, not letting him run away with it, staying to the back bumper of that Premier Racing Setups and JP Designs Toyota. They're in that tough spot as teammates 1 and 2 on the speedway, getting ready to duke it out here late in the race from Worldwide Technology Raceway in race number 6, I do believe, on the season here for the Premium Stock Car Racing League. So it's a lot of 6s out there. 6 on the laps, 6 on that number 6 ride of Brian Underwood in race number 6 on the season. Oh, brother, that's 666. We don't want to think about that, as we do see the 6 ride of Underwood get up into the outside fence, and that may be all she wrote there for Underwood. Is now half a second back, quite a few car lengths between himself and his teammate of Aiden Lucas, as Lucas down and out of corner number 4. He's going to see 4 laps left to go here on the afternoon. Now seeing a good gap between himself and Underwood. Underwood trying to close that gap and catch back up to him, as their teammate Grant Applegate was able to work himself around the 5 of Josh Kreider for position number 3. So once again, 8 is Redemption Motorsports, 1, 2, and 3 out there on the speedway, in Applegate sitting there in that 3rd spot. Kreider having himself a great day, even being under the weather. He's been sick here the last few days in the 5 ride, jumping in here and having a great run, and being under the weather to still have this kind of a finish has been pretty awesome to see for this 5 machine, as Kreider rolls there in 4th. And now Jonathan Gaston up inside the top 5 here. So Gaston in that 5th position. Ben Gleason, though, looking down to his inside. Gleason going to take over that 5th position, as we do see William Connolly, the 28 ride of Trenton Johns, able to get around the 72, as Gaston gets up into that corner 2 wall after getting high up into the corner there in corner number 2. Unfortunately, pancakes that outside fence and ends up losing about 3 spots there on the speedway. Goes from 5th all the way back to 8th, and definitely not the way that Gaston wanted to finish off this afternoon. Is out in front. Aiden Lucas continuing to lead the way here, about 0.4 of a second. 4 car lengths now between himself and his teammate Brian Underwood. They got a huge gap. It's down between those 2 unless we see a caution flag, as Applegate over 2 seconds behind our race leaders. As Aiden Lucas nice and easy down through corner 3 and out of corner number 4, down across the line. line. He will click off another lap, and we'll see the white flag fly here at Gateway. So for the final time around here in the Premium Stock Car Racing League, in race number 6 of the season, here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway, it's Aiden Lucas who will lead us down the back straightaway for the final time here this evening. Nice and easy down through corner number 3. One more shot, one more try there for the 6th ride. You do see Underwood go up the track into the outside fence. Could not get to the back bumper of his teammate. Is Aiden Lucas will pick up another checkered flag here on the season as his domination continues to reign here this afternoon. Aiden puts himself back up and into victory lane here this evening. Brian Underwood will come home in second, and Grant Applegate will round out our top 3 in another Redemption Motorsports podium finish here this evening. The 57 ride, I'm not sure if he realized that the checkered flag had been displayed. He's still on that throttle, running hard all the way down the front straightaway, maybe just a little excited and happy to be up inside the top 3 and getting to celebrate with his teammates for the podium sweep here this evening from Worldwide Technology Raceway in the Premium Stock Car Racing League, as they'll get ready to once again celebrate here on the front straightaway. But it's the 20 ride of Aiden Lucas who gets it done and picks up the win here this afternoon. We'll get ready to pull Aiden up and into the booth here. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button here in this one. As Aaron Robinson says, would be happy to give an interview. But my word, could have gotten a top 10. That's a tough break right there, brother. That is a tough break. This was a tough race. Tough race for a lot of drivers. I think there's a lot of cats that were definitely capable of, top 10s, top 5s, potentially even winning this race. When you look back there at, Danny White and Jordan Hand, our pole sitter, Dylan Carrier, Michael Durham, even, Landon Burbage up there, as well as Noah Blackwell. All these cats running into problems, including yourself, Mr. Robinson. It was a tough sledding race here this evening. And for Aiden Lucas just to dominate once again here. Not really quite the domination we normally see. Normally we see him lead, pretty much the majority of these races, but took him a little while to get the swing of things here at Gateway. But once he got the knack for it, that car was untouchable there. Brian Underwood trying his best, but just couldn't quite get him here late in this race, as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Now we got to wait for Aiden to jump into the waiting room. We do see Underwood and Applegate already in there, so hopefully we'll see Aiden join in the next couple seconds, or we may start with our second place finisher. Aiden may be celebrating up there, so let's pull in Brian Underwood. Let's pull in our second place finisher here this afternoon. Hey Brian, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yes sir, got you.
Ryan, man, a solid run and another great race here for you. You talked about it last week up here, in the broadcast booth on what you needed to do, how you needed to accomplish another solid podium run and potentially a checkered flag. And mission accomplished here, man, as you were right there within striking distance of the win this afternoon. Just need that little bit more to keep Aiden Lucas back there behind you. But, man, what a run and what a drive here is, again, another 1-2-3 finish for the Redemption Motorsports crew.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race all night long. Felt like it was in the top 3, or at least it seemed like the 3 cars there, or at least with Jordan before he got screwed. But we were up there all night. I knew staying in front of you. I mean, you seen it probably best than anybody. The people in the back. Yeah, you just didn't want to get back in that mess. And it was just that end of the end of the race there. I wish when I took a better line off of the exit 2. Instead, I plowed the wall, I think, a little bit harder than he did, and I just had no shot after that point. Because in the end, the bumper was possibly going to get used, because he's had to win. I don't know if he ain't going to just hand it over. So, it's short track racing, but I would have had to do it clean, of course. But, yeah, it was a good race. So, overall.
Overall, a fantastic race and a great performance there out of yourself again here this week. As again, you're getting faster and faster, and definitely going to be a threat here over the next few weeks, and potentially finding yourself up into victory lane. But again, you got to try to figure out a way to keep that 20 ride out of victory lane and from picking up these checkered flags. But as a team, man, another strong performance. How does it feel to be able to be a part of a team and to have this kind of run that you guys have been on over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, we all mesh pretty well. It's pretty calm. Like we don't prior teams, you have outbursts, and sometimes you just can't focus. And I feel like this group of guys, you give good criticism when needed and good tips along the way, and we help each other throughout the race. It makes it easy, especially the restarts. I mean, how many yells do we have tonight? I felt like we're doing officials at Martinsville. So like that plays a big factor when it comes to teammates because restarts are huge, especially when this track gets pretty hard to pass as is with the provided setups. It's more like a one lane setup, so it's you're in it or you're not.
Absolutely. Well, teamwork makes the dream work, and you guys are able to finish off another podium sweep here this evening. Brian, you come home in position number 2, man. Who would you like to thank for another solid run and great drive out there on the speedway?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta thank teammates. They helped me out a lot. Gotta thank you putting on the show and during that brutal caution spree. And I mean, all the people that showed up, typically I like to think, but I mean, the ones that keep causing all the cautions, we'll leave them out. And yeah, that's about it.
Really well, Brian. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon, and congratulations again on the second place finish. Hopefully, we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth next Saturday, and potentially one spot better. You keep inching a little closer there, putting yourself up into victory lane, and maybe next week you'll be able to get it done.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to feel like Jordan, but except for race results instead of season standings.
Absolutely.
So,
you don't want to rub it
thank
into
you.
him too bad right there. That one stings, that's for certain for Jordan. But, man, a great run, great race, and we'll see you back out here next Saturday.
All right, thank you. You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Mr. Brian Underwood. As Underwood coming home in position number 2 here this afternoon. As Curtis says, my home track I'm watching. Let's go, baby. Worldwide Technology Raceway is definitely a very exciting racetrack, a very tough racetrack, and we saw that on display here this evening. As Curtis says, oh, it's over. I just got here. That sucks. That sucks. Curtis, brother, listen, don't look at the standings. Don't look at how this one race played out. Hit that subscribe button, I do believe, and then hit the bar and go to the playback. Over there on YouTube, you get to play back during the live stream as well. So you can actually go back the last, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes and be able to rewatch and enjoy the finish of this race and some of the action here that the Premium Stock Car Racing League has to put on. As Aaron Robinson says, stage points for me as well is fun. Yeah, definitely getting some of those stage points at least makes the afternoon a little bit better here. As Aaron says, Aiden with 3 in a row is wild. That is wild. That is a wild fact right there. 3 in a row for Aiden Lucas, and we're going to get him up here into the broadcast booth. Our race winner here this evening, Aiden Lucas, coming home there in that top spot. Let's pull him up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Aiden, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
How you doing, bud?
Not too bad. Aiden, you got to be getting used to coming up here into the broadcast booth, man. Another amazing run, another great finish, and another checkered flag for you here this afternoon. If we were bowling, you would have just hit the turkey out there on the speedway, but here on the racetrack, man, 3 in a row, the three-peat here this afternoon, man. Take us back through this race. What's going through your mind right now after another great run? As we talked about it, once you kind of got that first win, it kind of just opened the floodgates for you, and here you are, 3 in a row now after finally getting that monkey off your back, and you've been set loose here and continuing to find your way into victory lane.
Yeah, man, I was not expecting much out of this week. I didn't spend too much time practicing. New Rainbow Six update came out, so we were playing that, but just tried to take what I could get. I was kind of expecting to just run about 5th here. lots of carnage, unfortunately. You know, the fastest car, he got taken out, so that's really a problem. But you know, just came in, took care of the car, and